Damit willkommen zurück zu Star Trek Online mit Commander Ryder nach über einem Jahr, wo wir Sidequests bei der KDF und bei der Romanischen Republik gemacht haben. Wir haben ziemlich früh aufgehört, direkt nach dem ersten Arc, sind jetzt bei Romulan Mystery, was im Grunde 2 Arcs in einem ist, weil diese obere Hälfte hier ist größtenteils Stuff, den wir schon bei den Romulanern gesehen haben. Halt aus dem Blickwinkel der Föderation. Diese Mission hier habe ich tatsächlich die ganze Zeit bei der Romanischen Republik vermisst, weil ich irgendwie im Kopf hatte, dass man die mit den Romulanern spielt, aber es ist tatsächlich eine Sternenflottenmission. Und dann haben wir hier den Cloaked Intentions Arc, also einer der 4 ursprünglichen Featured Episode Arcs, mit den Cryptic von 2010 bis 2012 gearbeitet hat. Der einzige von den 4, der noch Teil der eigentlichen Story-Progression ist, weil warum sollte auch mitunter der am besten geschriebene, beziehungsweise einfach Content mit wichtigen Momenten Teil der Hauptprogression sein. Also, ich habe mich die Tage nochmal damit beschäftigt. Ich weiß immer noch nicht genau, wo ich den Breen Arc und den Lost Dominion Arc einordnen soll, ohne dass du irgendwie einen Kontinuitätskreis hast, weil irgendwie... Moment, wie war es? Borg Advance, also theoretisch müsste der Ferry Arc direkt danach stattfinden. Theoretisch, das Ding ist, Cardassian Struggle war vorher und Lost Dominion ist nach dem Deferi Arc, weil wir da die Deferi halt kennenlernen und sie haben eine kleine Rolle halt im Lost Dominion Arc. Lost Dominion führt aber Charaktere ein, die schon für Cardassian Struggle einfach ausgetauscht wurden. Heißt, wir lernen plötzlich eine komplett andere DS9-Crew kennen. Es ist ein bisschen weird. Ich weiß noch nicht genau, wie ich das zu 100% löse, weil ich glaube, es gibt keine Lösung, die wirklich sauber ist.
You may have heard about the tragedy at Khitomer. Empress Sela attempted to disrupt the conference with a bomb, resulting in the death of Commander Tamer. Now, Sela is offering a political reconciliation with the Federation, despite the fact that we have allied with the Romulan Republic. She has invited Federation diplomats to meet with her delegation at a secure base on the edge of the neutral zone. However, we have recently received intelligence that Sela is amassing a fleet. We are sending you with the peace delegation as cover for your investigation into Sela's activities. This is a very delicate situation. You must try to covertly obtain information about Sela's plans without disrupting our peace efforts or upsetting Sela. However, we do have an agent in her retinue who will help you. I have new mission.
So, und wir sind schon da, weil wir reisen mit Geschwindigkeit vom Plot. Und ich bin mal gespannt, ob wir vor der Serverwartung fertig werden. Ich hoffe es. Deswegen habe ich extra früher angefangen. Ich sehe es schon kommen. Ich streame, automatisch sind die Wartezeiten irgendwie alle viel länger. Wobei vorhin habe ich auch kurz ein paar Sachen gemacht und man merkt, dass die Tribbles mal wieder gefüttert werden müssen. Ja, das habe ich im Klingon War Arc ja auch genannt. Einfach so, du lernst Bevat kennen und nach 2 Missionen ist er tot und er hat eigentlich noch nichts gemacht, wofür du ihn hassen könntest. Hat man vor, glaube ich, 6 Jahren entfernt. Und sie fehlen seitdem. Also, maybe nicht Content entfernen, wenn er noch nicht fertig überholt ist. Das Traurige ist, dass sich DK bis jetzt nicht kompetenter anstellt als Cryptic. Ich meine, wir kriegen jetzt vielleicht gerade hin, dass sie den Azure Nebula Bug fixen, dass man da vielleicht mal Belohnungen für bekommt. Und alle so, ja, Spaghetti Code. Und ich denke mir, Leute, wenn dieser Bug dazu führen würde, dass man die 10-fachen Belohnungen kriegt, wäre das ein Prioritätsfix. Also jetzt seid mal ruhig. Abgesehen davon, dass diese TFO so alt ist, die besteht aus 4 Asteroiden und ein paar Spawnern, die kannst du in 10 Minuten neu machen.
Greetings and welcome to Agrama. I am pleased that Starfleet sent such a notable officer as its representative at this conference. Please enter a standard orbit and transport down to these coordinates. This meeting may mark the beginning of a new day for the Federation and the Romulan Star Empire.
So einen berühmten Offizier. Also technisch gesehen sind wir eigentlich noch niemand, ne? Wir waren auf Nimbus und wir haben ein paar Klingonen getötet. Das war's. Also, ja, nee. Vor allem, wir sind gar nicht hier, um die zu repräsentieren. Wir sind doch das Sicherheitsteam. Das ist doch unsere Cover.
The rest of the delegates are already in the conference room. My aide, Jevem, will take you there. I have some business to attend to before we begin.
Ich bin mal gespannt. Ich habe jetzt das Gewehr für Ryder genommen, was aus dem Heritage Bundle ist. Ist ja, glaube ich, das Elite Force 2 Scharfschützengewehr.
It is agreeable to meet with you. You have my people's enduring gratitude for how you handled that matter with Ambassador Soketh. This is another trying time for Vulcan. The Romulan Star Empire blames the Vulcan Science Academy for the Hobus supernova that destroyed their world. They are utterly intransigent in this misguided belief, despite the fact that Ambassador Spock warned them of the danger and ultimately gave his life to stop the loss of even more worlds. Romulans are a most illogical people. Sometimes I find it hard to believe we were once a single species.
Welcome to Agrama. Isn't this a lovely facility? You must tour the atrium later. Hard to believe this system was infested by Orion pirates not long ago. You know, some of my colleagues were against this meeting, but I lobbied for it. I said the entire Federation cannot be as blind as the people who were at the farce at Kittimer. If you just see the problems the Romulan Republic are causing, I'm sure you can persuade your government to reconsider their rash choice and sever their agreements with these rebels.
Ja, nein, das passiert nicht. Ja, schon heute kommt neue Episode. Die Hazard-Set ist auch lange überfällig.
I am so pleased to see the Federation recognize and attempt to rectify its past mistakes. I knew that a people as clever as yours would realize eventually that it is folly to antagonize the Romulan Star Empire. I am also confident it will only be a matter of time before you realize that you have made a grievous error by allying yourselves with terrorists, scoundrels, and thieves. The sooner you renounce your poorly considered alliance with the so-called Romulan Republic, the sooner we will be able to come to a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Haben die eigentlich alle nicht gemerkt, dass Sela diejenige war, die uns eingeladen hat und nicht umgekehrt? Aber klar, wir sind aus deren Sicht diejenigen, die hier knien. Wir lassen knien.
The Romulans can be so difficult to deal with, especially these Imperials. They are forever setting traps, twisting words, and jockeying for advantage. Even a conference with the Klingons would be preferable. At least you know where you stand with Klingons. I'm reminded of a line I read once in an ancient Earth text. Hide a knife behind a smile. Every smile here hides a knife.
We are so pleased that you were able to attend our conference. The Empire was quite dismayed at your decision to support the terrorist insurgents rather than the rightful government of the Romulan people. So much for your vaunted Prime Directive. In any case, neither of us benefit from extended conflict. So, despite your questionable alliances, we are choosing to open negotiations in hopes of normalizing relations between the Federation and the Romulan Star Empire.
Noch einer, der nicht weiß, was in der Prime Directive steht und was nicht.
I thought the Federation's alliance with the Romulan Republic would be the end of any meaningful dialogues with Empress Sela. After all, she considers the Republic to be a terrorist organization. She may have an ulterior motive for inviting us here, but we had to take the chance that Sela's offer to negotiate is sincere, and act in kind. The Federation must pursue every avenue for peace.
I apologize for the interruption. My name is Tokath. I am one of the stewards here. We've had a slight complication with the dietary requirements of some of your delegation. Could I borrow you for a moment so we can clear this up?
Oh, ich liebe es, wenn NPCs schneller... Ja, beziehungsweise das ist mein normales Gehtempo. Ich bin trotzdem schneller als ein NPC, also...
Franklin Drake says you can be trusted, and that is enough for me. There's more going on here than a diplomatic conference. Sela has no interest in courting the Federation. So why is she suddenly doing so now? We're going to find out what she's up to. The lower level of this facility is off limits to everyone but the Empress and her aides. But that access hatch right over there opens up to a maintenance tunnel that leads down. The doorway is guarded. So while I distract the guards, you sneak through the door.
Ich kriege hier immer so Talmor-Botschaft-Vibes. So Ablenkung und dann durch die Hintertür und dann mal in den Akten von irgendwelchen Spitzohren rumwühlen. So, und auf einmal gucken alle dahin, das heißt, niemand merkt, dass ich hier einfach durchgehe.
The hatch is just ahead in the northeast corner of the room. There will be a security room near the exit of the maintenance tunnel on the level below us. Access one of the consoles there. Maybe you'll learn more about what she's doing. I need to get back to the reception before I'm missed. But I should be able to cover your absence for a few minutes. More than that, and you're on your own.
Und diese Konsole, hier sind 10 Konsolen. Zum Glück leuchten die, wenn ich sie brauche.
Empress, the fleet is on its way to Vulcan.
Excellent. Have the weapons loaded aboard my ship. I will depart as soon as they are on board. At last, we will have our revenge for the destruction of Romulus. Hail Hakiv and put him through to my personal terminal. Then leave me. I have matters to attend to.
Yes, Empress.
Ich glaube, da muss man einen Moment warten, ne?
Begin playback of file 2895 Gamma.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged a campaign of peace. 21 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed.
Computer end file. I cannot suffer more of that arrogant fool. Soon, Vulcan will suffer the same fate as my world.
Wie überaus praktisch, dass Sela eine Kamera in einem Büro hat, das sie nutzt. Aber was mir gerade auffällt, das waren die gleichen Voicelines, die halt Leonard Nimoy damals in Spocks Rolle aufgenommen hat für die ganzen Sektorenblöcke. Die halt aus dem Off sind. Aber er sagte halt auch, die Hobus-Supernova war vor 21 Jahren. Er ist beim Versuch, sie zu stoppen, verschollen. Also, what? So, niemand in diesem Universum dürfte diese Voiceline hören können.
I have Hakiv, Empress.
Patch him through.
Greetings, Empress.
My fleet has launched for Vulcan. I expect you to rendezvous with us there.
Alas, I must disappoint you. The terrorist cells of the Romulan Republic demand my full attention. Kittimer did not go as planned. Now they have powerful allies, and with Taurus missing...
Spare me your excuses, Hakiv. Nothing is more important than avenging the destruction of our homeworld. You disappoint me, Hakiv. I trust you will not do so again.
I should have known the Federation would send spies instead of diplomats. And you call us treacherous. No matter. You may have destroyed these weapons, but my fleet is already en route to Vulcan. You cannot stop what has begun. Guards! Capture the intruders!
Ich glaube, das war der größte Kommunikator der Welt. Einfach so groß wie ihr Gesicht. Stimmt, der Feuer geht ja sogar durch ein Ziel durch.
Whatever you did down there, it made quite an impression. Good work on disabling the transport inhibitor. Your ambassadors are safely back on their ships, but I had to blow my cover to get them there. Now it's time for me to get out while I still can. Farewell.
Niemand hat kommen sehen, dass diese Satelliten, wo man sein Schiff parken sollte, vielleicht manipuliert sind? Hallo? Warum bist du kein Ziel? Jetzt.
Thank you for rescuing us.
I would not have believed anyone capable of this treachery. I thought we'd never be free of that blasted field. I'm gonna recommend you get a competition.
Vor allem, als ich auch gerade denke, wie viele Schiffe braucht man, um ein paar Diplomaten zu kutschieren?
I had not expected to hear from you so soon. Was your mission successful? I should have expected as much. You cannot trust them. I never do. I am contacting all available ships. We will meet you there. Thanks to your warning, we were able to divert some ships to defend Vulcan. I have come to personally command the defense. The other forces have already been briefed. Your role in this battle will be to defend the science vessels that have set up a tachyon detection grid to detect any cloaked Romulan ships. We cannot allow any enemy ships to slip through. The ships maintaining the grid will be priority targets for the Romulans, but they must remain in position or the grid will collapse. That is why I need you to protect them.
How can you fight what you cannot see? Surrender now, and I may give you a merciful death.
Es ist fast so, als hätte Sela noch nie mit so einem Tachyon-Gitter gearbeitet müssen. Hätte nicht schon mal dagegen verloren.
Attempts to interfere are meaningless. Vulcan must pay for its crimes. Cannot oppose the will of the Romulan people. We are in trouble. All forces, advance in this.
Hey, sie ändert die Taktik.
Sela has launched her assault. Science vessels maintain formation. All other forces converge on the Romulan fleet.
Das ist eine hübsche Flotte, die du hast, Sela. Es wäre eine Schande, wenn ein paar Mikroquantentorpedos in ihre Richtung fliegen würden.
Reinforcements are en route. Hold the line.
I'll follow your lead.
Oh hey, Captain Sean. Stimmt, ich glaube, das ist unser erstes Treffen mit ihm, aber hier ist er noch auf der USS Belfast. Wenn man es jetzt noch finden würde. Da ist die Voyager. Genau, aber diese Transition ist ja auch Teil des Lost Dominion Arcs, der dann mal komplett rausgenommen wurde. Beziehungsweise halt nicht mehr Teil der Hauptprogression ist, was total bescheuert ist. Aus mehr als einem Grund. Aber ich sehe die Belfast nicht. Also, auch generell, doch, da ist eine Defiant. Ich weiß nicht, ob die Belfast hier einfach nicht benannt ist.
My world is gone. I will not rest until Vulcan suffers. Indeed. Then why does Starfleet use ships equipped with weapons of mass destruction? Why did the Vulcan Science Council willfully refuse to assist us when there was a chance to save our world? Every sorrow in my life can be laid at the feet of the Federation.
Kopium. Das ist nicht voiced. So, nichts davon ist wirklich interessant. Noch, wieso ist die auch nicht? Leute, ihr könnt doch nicht die eine Hälfte synchronisieren und die andere Hälfte nicht.
I have new mission.
Das Ding ist, ich werde nicht anfangen, hier auch noch simultan zu übersetzen. Also. So, vor allem, wieso verstecken wir uns hinter dem Asteroiden? Wir haben eine Tarnvorrichtung auf diesem Schiff. Ich meine, klar, kannst du bei der Sternenflotte nicht erwarten, aber es wäre eine Alternative. Hoffen wir mal, dass niemand aus dem Fenster sieht. Oder jetzt sehen wir doch gar nichts. Wie willst du das Schiff getaggt haben? Wir haben keine Sichtlinie. Das Ding ist, wir dürften hier rumfliegen können und das ist wahrscheinlich komplett egal. Ah, das Gasco-System, da waren wir auch schon. So, Führungsschiff anvisieren, Mikroquantentorpedos. Aber jetzt mit dem Transporteroffizier reden. So, praktischerweise haben wir auch aus einem Event noch die Macht des Donnergottes. wir könnten sowas hier auch aus sicherer Distanz tun, aber nein, wir gehen direkt dran, weil ein Phaser funktioniert bekanntlich nur, wenn du in Kussdistanz bist. Aber wir können die Mission nicht verlassen, während sie in einem Kampf sind.
I have forwarded your mission reports and the recovered data to Starfleet Intelligence. We now know the Romulans have been researching Borg technology, and they were willing to risk a war with the Federation to advance their goals. There is a 76.77% chance that Starfleet will have to take action against the Romulans to prevent them from upsetting the balance of power with this research. If that occurs, I predict that we will need you and your crew to assist in averting calamity. You have done well. Live long and prosper. I have new missions for you. Takela, the survivor you rescued from Demora Station, has provided some very interesting information about both the Tal Shiar and the new race with which they've allied. Meanwhile, the Romulan Republic and neutral colonies are continuing to report mysterious abductions. We believe these two events are related. Takela wants to go home to her colony on Serene Prime. The colony there has remained independent from both the remains of the Romulan Star Empire and the burgeoning Romulan Republic. That puts them in a delicate balancing act. We thought taking Takela home could be a good opportunity to figure out what's happening behind the scenes of the Romulan conflict. We would like you to go to Serene Prime and investigate. I have new missions for you.
Also das waren mal kurze Verhandlungen. Mal gerade schauen, habe ich in Skills investiert? Was hat mich denn da geritten, dass ich in Intelligence Officer geskillt habe? So, und das müssen wir aber gleich selber ändern.
Jolan True, and welcome to Sereni Prime. Oh, thank you for returning to Kella to us. I'm sure her family is pleased she is safe. However, you have arrived at an interesting time. I was just preparing to meet with representatives from the Romulan Star Empire and the Romulan Republic. Each are urging our colony to join their faction. We've done our best to stay out of the conflict until now, but I fear we will soon be forced to take a side. Yes, the Empire has a way of offering assistance that feels more like a threat. They offered security services for my world, and I could not risk refusing them. And to be fair, there have been no abductions since the fleet began protecting the planet. A number of our citizens went missing in the weeks before the Empire arrived. The Empire blames the Republic, of course, but I think Sela likes to blame them for a lot of things. There's no evidence they are responsible, however. In fact, there's no evidence at all. And I think that if the Republic were behind these kidnappings, they would leave some trace behind. If you would care to speak to the representatives, I would be interested in hearing what your opinion of them is. Well, what did you think of them? An interesting perspective. Thank you for your suggestion. Our most convincing evidence comes from a survivor of Während. And if his story can be believed, he says he knows who is behind these abductions. You should speak to him before you leave. He's behind that building.
Mensch, erst wollen sie nicht, dass ich herkomme, dann wollen sie nicht, dass ich gehe. So, ich frage mich jetzt gerade, ist der romulanische Spielercharakter, wenn man eine Föderation spielt, einfach gestorben, weil das war ein alter Bird of Prey? Oh nein, Alien Beam. Okay, hier nehmen wir aber schon Bezug auf Installation 18. Also, man merkt, der Nimbus-Arc hätte eigentlich so... ich würde mal sagen, zwischen spätestens nach Empress Sela oder Desperate Measures reingehört. Ja, also der Umgang mit dem Nimbus-Arc ist auch so dämlich. So, warum nimmt man es dann bei der Föderation aus der Progression raus, aber nicht bei den anderen? Ich meine, es ist eigentlich schon eine Föderationsstory, wo bei den anderen schon wirklich... Okay, bei den Romulanern hat das auch gepasst, aber ich glaube, bei den Klingonen musst du dich auch schon wirklich anstrengen, um das zu rechtfertigen, dass die sich um die Kolonie kümmern.
Citizens of the Empire, it is with great sorrow that I report the destruction of our colony in the Während system by the terrorist insurgents known as the Romulanische Republic. I believe most of the residents of Während were loyal subjects of the Empire who were unaware of the terrorist cell hidden amongst their homes and families. Their deaths are a tragedy. When the Tal Shiar attempted to remove the insurrectionists and save Während and its people, the Romulan Republic destroyed the entire colony rather than submit to the lawful authority of my forces. I grieve for the loss of innocent life. Rest assured that those responsible will be found and punished for their crimes against the Romulan people. Während will not be forgotten.
To all Starfleet vessels, our allies in the Romulan Republic are under attack by the Tal Shiar. All combat-ready vessels are ordered to report to New Romulus immediately. Individual orders to follow. Thank you for responding so quickly. Your orders are to rendezvous with Battle Group Phi at Während and proceed to New Romulus to reinforce our vessels there. The battle is already underway.
Glad to have you here. Let's get to New Romulus.
Hey, da ist die Belfast. So, wir fliegen mal prompt in die falsche Richtung.
We are grateful beyond words for your help. You have arrived in the nick of time. New Romulus does not have the developed orbital defenses necessary to repel such an attack, and Admiral Kararek is calling for as many ships as possible to defend the planet. The flotilla protecting the planet has been pushed back by the enemy assault. They are at their final line now. They need your help. Glad you could join us. Concentrate fire on their command ship.
Mensch, was für eine schöne Flotte. Fire everything. Ja, und dann endet der Kampf einfach mal so random mittendrin.
On behalf of the Romulan Republic, thank you for your assistance today. You have saved our new world from destruction. We cannot begin to repay these deeds you have performed today, but know that your names will go down in history. The Romulan Republic extends their sincere gratitude for your assistance in saving their homeworld. We now know the race you encountered there is called the Ilachi, and they are the Tal Shiar's new allies. From what you found on Während and what they tried to do at New Romulus, I'd say that whatever they're doing, it's not in our best interests. The Republic is continuing to search for clues to reveal what exactly is happening to the people being abducted by the Ilachi. You, however, may be set to a different task. I have new missions for you. The cause of the supernova that destroyed Romulus remains a mystery. Our allies in the Romulan Republic have a theory on the matter, however. They believe that Taurus, the former praetor of the Romulan Star Empire, is responsible. Republic forces attempted to apprehend her, but she escaped through an Iconian gateway. Recently, the Republic has discovered new information that could help us track down Taurus. We want you to rendezvous with the RRW Lasset and provide any assistance you can.
Ich glaube, das ist unsere erste Begegnung mit dem Flaggschiff der Republik. Also zumindest als Sternenflotte.
It is a pleasure to be working with you. I heard about how you got your first command. Well done. Not every officer could have stood up to the Borg like you did.
Ah, schön. Text, der sich nicht mit dem Gesprochenen verträgt. Aber wir ändern mal gerade bei der Gelegenheit die Spezialisierung. Und zwar auf Miracle Worker Primary und dann können wir Intelligence mal vorläufig auf Secondary lassen, einfach weil da schon geskillt ist. Stimmt, die Verbindung hatte ich gar nicht gezogen. Stimmt, an die hat er doch, glaube ich, am Ende der Folge sogar noch einen Brief geschrieben, der aber irgendwie, wo aber echt klar war, dass der nie ankommen wird.
It is a pleasure to be working with you. Agents working for the Romulan Republic have recovered definite proof that Taurus, or persons working for Taurus, were responsible for the Hobus supernova that destroyed the homeworld. Our agent spoke to Taurus. She claimed that she was deceived by Hakiv. But that does not excuse her culpability in the destruction of 2 inhabited worlds and the deaths of millions. Our agent tells us that Taurus believes her Iconian masters can change the past and restore Romulus. So not only is she a killer, she's insane. Taurus cannot be allowed to commit even greater crimes in an attempt to fix her mistake. My intelligence officer, Lieutenant Gaius Salan, has intercepted communications that may allow us to locate Taurus and finally bring her to justice. I'll let him explain in greater detail.
Greetings. I am Lieutenant Gaius Salan of the Romulan Republic. There are certain pleasantries that are customary in these circumstances. However, I'm choosing to skip those. We have much to do. Recently, the Republic intercepted a transmission from a group of Remans in the Hobus system. These Remans have remained loyal to Taurus, the former praetor of the Romulan Star Empire, who was deposed by Sela. While the transmission was not unusual, its origin point was. The Hobus system is under strict quarantine. However, a previous team uncovered a mining facility at one of the planetary fragments. We believe that the Reman loyalists may have returned to this facility to continue their efforts. The Hobus system is the origin point of the supernova and subsequent subspace explosion, which destroyed Romulus and Remus. It is still, as you say, a hot zone. The Remans loyal to Taurus are using the quarantine as a cover to resume their operations in the system. The transmission we intercepted was addressed to Commander Aranhu, a Reman who is the captain of Taurus' personal guard. He must be the liaison to the forces in the Hobus system. The direct approach. If we confront the forces in the Hobus system, who are in violation of both Federation and Romulan Republic mandates by their very presence there, they will send a call for assistance to Commander Aranhu. Once he arrives, we simply follow him. It is likely that he will lead us back to Taurus.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've just received emergency orders from Republic Command and must respond. Gaius can transport to your ship and help you complete the mission. We'll return as soon as we can.
I am detecting some very rare minerals in the system, as well as the presence of protomatter. It is possible that Taurus used the materials here to construct her weapon.
So, fire everything. Ich liebe die Achilleskanonen, die sind einfach super.
As I suspected, the materials are all here. Our agent located Taurus on planetary fragment Gamma. We should continue our search there.
Hallo, könnt ihr vielleicht nicht? Ich hoffe, ich breake damit jetzt nicht das Skript. Ich sollte vielleicht Auto-Targeting ausschalten. Obtain Auto-Attack. Target Change cancels. Wobei eigentlich Non-Combat Cancels reichen sollte.
Your presence here is a violation of the quarantines established by at least 3 sovereign governments. Explain your purpose. I serve the Romulan Star Empire and its true leader, Taurus. That is the only authorization I require.
The minerals in the planetary fragment will conceal the ship's energy signature. If we hide in the asteroids near it and mask our energy signature, I predict that Aranhu will approach to investigate further and be unable to detect us.
What happened here? We were attacked by Starfleet saboteurs. They appear to have fled.
Interesting. This is exactly like scenario 2247B. I thought scenario 1849K would be a more likely option. I shall incorporate this data into my modeling projections. Nevertheless, we should now be able to follow Aranhu's trail. He should lead us right to Taurus.
Federation ship. I am Commander Shanclado of the Riemann starship Intraku. Your presence here could be considered an act of war. Leave immediately, or we will open fire. That is unfortunate, Starfleet. Our conflict is not with you. Commander Arahu has charged me with securing this installation at all costs. Praetor Taris must be allowed to complete her work. And you have already seen too much.
Accessing the integral systems before it was destroyed. I managed to download the access codes for the planetary shield. I believe we should be able to use them to lower the shield and reach the surface. These are the coordinates for the underground structure we detected. Reading life signs, sir. Multiple Remans and 1 Romulan. Our quarry could be just ahead.
Starfleet! How did they find us?
They must have followed me, Praetor. I will deal with them.
No, I need your help with the gateway. Send your guards.
They appear to have been attempting to merge Iconian and Romulan technology, perhaps in an attempt to reactivate the gateway network. We should access that console and attempt to open the door.
It has been decades, and I still find Haki's betrayal difficult to accept. He is Romulan. Treachery is his heritage, as it is mine. But to go to such lengths, to destroy our world, it is too much to bear, even now. He told me the device would destroy Donatra, and I, like a fool, believed him. And now, those pathetic refugees from the Republic have told the entire quadrant that I am responsible for the destruction of Romulus. They don't understand. We should be allies. We want the same thing. At least my people know the truth. Arahu is a rock. I find it strange that Remans are now my only companions. But perhaps they understand loyalty more than any of us. I rely on him to help me continue my work. The Iconians can restore all that is lost. I know it. I just need to make them see that I am worthy. The Dark Masters have responded to my pleas for assistance with dread silence. My only recourse is to harness their technology for myself. When I can step through the gateway and meet them as an equal, I am confident that they will turn back time and make everything as it was before. The base in the Opus system is lost to me, but the quarantine holds. Arahu can use it as cover to collect the protomatter and bring it back to me. Sela is looking for me. So is the Republic. If only I could make them see. I am our people's last hope. winning, you have doomed the Romulan people. They were not my crimes. I was betrayed by Hakeem. Now those crimes will never be undone. I hope you realize that in stopping me, you have doomed billions of Romulans to remain dead. Now you shall live with that guilt, as I have.
Irgendwie wir einfach nur eine Dialogoption bekommen und die bekommt einfach irgendwie so einen kompletten Absatz.
Before we leave, may I suggest that we look for evidence of the materials we discovered at Hobus? They will undoubtedly prove vital at Taurus's trial. We should also overload the gateway and make certain it can never be used again.
How nice to see you again. I feel like we are becoming old friends. I will admit that your previous attempts to thwart my plans have been irritating, but your actions today have more than made up for those petty annoyances. Taurus still has her loyalists among my people. An open move against her would have been a distraction from my greater plans. But you played the pawn perfectly. I could not have asked for a more obedient tool. Now, if you will transport Taurus to my ship, we can avoid any unpleasantness.
The Lisette informed us that you might need some assistance with the prisoner transport. Good thing we brought some backup.
Taurus is wanted by the Romulan Star Empire for high treason and war crimes against the Romulan people. The Empire is the legitimate government of the Romulan people, and I demand you turn this terrorist over for trial and punishment.
Ja, kannst gerne einen Antrag auf Auslieferung stellen.
You are a disappointment. Nevertheless, you did remove Taurus from the game, and for that I am grateful. Consider your decisions more carefully the next time we meet. I can be a powerful ally, or I can be your worst enemy.
Prisoner transfer successful. Taurus is safely secured in the brig. We can take it from here. One more thing. We're detecting some unusual energy residue from the surface. Our databases identify it as Iconian. Do you have any idea where they went?
Das hier ist auch Bullshit, weil die Bilder, die wir gesehen haben, was völlig anderes gezeigt haben.
Looks like we missed all the excitement, but I have been monitoring your progress. On behalf of the Romulan Republic, I would like to thank you and your crew for your assistance. I am confident that the Federation will provide more than adequate security for Taurus until her trial can be arranged. You can transport Gaius back to the Lisette as soon as you are ready.
We have much to consider. If the destruction of the Romulan homeworld was a deliberate act, not only was it mass murder, but that one event has been a major cause of the destabilization of the Quadrant over the past 40 years, not to mention the light that it casts on the internal struggles of the Romulan people. This one horrible act set off a chain of reactions that could change the galaxy forever. We must know who did this and why. The interrogation of Taurus will no doubt lead to many truths. But I am troubled by these Remans. Why did they turn on Taurus? And where did they go? I have new missions for you.
Oh je, The Vault.
The
Eine
Romulans had a
Shuttle-Mission.
base known as the Vault that they used for research into Borg technology. This facility was abandoned in the chaos after the destruction of the Romulan homeworld, but intelligence suggests that the work there was far enough along that it was used to retrofit Nero's ship before it disappeared, along with Ambassador Spock's vessel in the Hobus system. Long-range sensors have detected energy spikes in the Halcona system, and Starfleet intelligence believes that someone is bringing the Vault back online. We need to know who, and more importantly, we need to know if there is still Borg technology or restricted weaponry on that base. I need you to proceed immediately to the Halcona system and investigate the Vault. Engage if you must, but I would prefer if you could gather the information we need, without conflict.
Mir merkt man auch wieder, dass Tenay plötzlich eine ganz andere Stimme hat.
I have new missions for you.
Moment, hier. So. Oh, und hier sind irgendwelche Patrouillenmissionen versteckt. Sehr schön.
In order to avoid drawing too much attention, you need to fly under the radar, so to speak. Admiral Tenay has authorized the requisition of a shuttlecraft for you. You can fulfill the requisition in the shipyard. Once you're ready, take the shuttlecraft out to the Halcona system. If you have a runabout, fighter, or other such craft available, feel free to use it, but do not approach the system in a starship. We want to avoid the notice of whoever's in the vault. A shuttle will also be able to dock with the vault and explore the interior.
Hier ist die Farbe von Sektion 31. Das ist Blödsinn, das ist Sternflottengeheimdienst. Ich weiß, dass die neuen Sachen das als das gleiche behandeln, aber nein.
Any questions? Very well. Remember, you must use a shuttlecraft, runabout.
So, wo ist die Schiffswerft? Die wird ja auf der anderen Seite sein. Offiziere. So, wir brauchen... So, was muss ich hier wieder alles abwählen? Habe ich sogar schon? Ja, ich habe die hier. Ich habe die Yellowstone. Das genügt eigentlich sogar für unsere Zwecke. Ship Selection.
Obviously, this station isn't as abandoned as Intel suspected. Sensors are reading several Riemann ships in the area, and that's just the ones that we can spot. That station is immense. It must have taken an incredible amount of manpower and technology to build it. It's almost the size of a small moon. Sensors are reading a sophisticated tachyon detection network, as well as several patrolling vessels. For an abandoned station, this facility certainly has a lot of activity. My people are experts at stealth technology. If we want to approach unseen, we must avoid confrontation and find a way to evade or jam their sensor grid. We must assume that if we engage the ships here, they'll notify whoever is left on the station, and it may become difficult to find an entry point.
So, anderes Schiff, das heißt, wir müssen erstmal alle Fähigkeiten wieder hier hinpacken. Was ich auch interessant finde, ist, dass der Vault ja offensichtlich auch verlassen war. Und anscheinend niemand versucht hat, ihn zu übernehmen. Und er auch nicht einfach von seinen ursprünglichen Besitzern zerstört wurde. Weil, ne, man könnte ja meinen, dass da vielleicht Sachen noch übrig sind, die vielleicht nicht in fremde Hände sollen.
This asteroid is unusually large, and it's clearly been mined. It was probably used for raw construction materials, like most of the debris here. This particular asteroid contains pergium, titanium, and uranium. It was probably tractored from a nearby system and brought here to construct hull components and power systems. We could probably cut a piece from the asteroid with our weapons for further analysis.
Ja, ich gehöre tatsächlich zu denen, die den Countdown-Comic gelesen haben. Ich weiß, dass die Romulaner den gebaut haben, aber wieso haben sie ihn aufgegeben? Und warum haben sie die Station dann nicht bei der Gelegenheit zerstört? Sondern einfach mal so 3 Jahrzehnte hier einfach so gelassen. Und niemand ist da irgendwie in der Zwischenzeit eingezogen.
Other than that, it's just a rock.
So, das ist jetzt wieder ein Fall, wo es eine Rolle spielt, welche Klasse wir gewählt haben.
The Remans have been alerted to our presence.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Looks like they left this satellite as a communications booster for their short-range worker shuttles. Fortunately for us, it's still active. Unfortunately, it's heavily encrypted. Traffic analysis shows that the network routes its communications through a series of nodes at the station's dorsal peaks. If we flood them with excessive signal, it could cause the network to be unable to handle any signal traffic, which would give us a brief window to slip in. The alerts wouldn't go off because the station would never get the signal. We'll still have to avoid the patrols and make sure we don't get too close.
Ship is under attack. War shields failing. Light shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%.
Wow, die haben aber eine Akku-Range.
Approaching the tachyon grid perimeter. If we're detected by it, that will definitely alert the Remans. Station sensor hub jammed. Picking up some unusual energy readings. We'll need to explore the accessible interior areas and see what we can find. Looks like there's another access conduit across from us. We'll have to think three-dimensionally in here. Sensor readings are also picking up a few scattered life signs.
Aber wenn ich mir das hier so angucke, denke ich mir auch, da brauchst du doch ein paar tausend Leute, um diese Station zu betreiben. Mindestens.
We've tripped some security systems.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Ja, jetzt leben viele Flüchtlinge da, aber ich rede auch von der Vergangenheit.
Possibly a safety measure in case something went wrong in one of the central areas. Access appears to be controlled by use of security keys. We can disable it if we can find a code block that matches part of a security key. This defense turret was hooked into part of the security network. There's a security code in its subsystem. Code block security key is on a rotation. Each code block matches a piece of one key. Key in the appropriate code when the rotation matches to it. Trying a code on the wrong rotation will... That's it. Well done.
Ship is under attack.
Above us, that's a Borg sphere. The Tal Shiar must have used this base as a storage facility and research area for Borg technology.
So, dass man diese Station um eine Borg-Sphäre herum gebaut hat, dann ergibt es halt Sinn, dass man sich diesen Ort aussucht und alles. Aber nicht, dass man sie dann einfach zurücklässt. Vor allem, wenn dann Jahre später man die Herogen beauftragen muss, um wieder Borg-Schiffe ranzukarren. Ich glaube, die ist größer als unsere ESD. Ja, wobei die Größenverhältnisse da auch alles ein bisschen komisch ist. Muss bedenken, wir sehen das alte ESD ja auch in einigen Missionen noch. Das wird dann, wenn wir bei den, ich glaube, es ist Solanay Arc. Hier, wenn wir bei dem Arc sind, dann wird das sehr lustig, weil auf einmal eine völlig andere Darstellung vom Earth Space Dock einfach da ist.
Electrical discharges, probably from ionization leaking from the sphere and research nodes. We should be cautious about flying too close to them. The Borg sphere is dormant, like it's been put to sleep. It's not the source of the strange readings that long-range scans detected. Looks like the sphere's hooked into part of the local systems network. We should be able to exit through the other doors now. Probably a safety precaution to keep them locked.
Okay, ganz ehrlich, man kann auch einfach durchfliegen, glaube ich. Das geht wahrscheinlich sogar schneller, weil dann wird man halt doch zwischendurch entweder von einem Traktorstrahl gestoppt oder von irgendwas angegriffen und dann hat dann keinen vollen Impuls mehr. Also zumindest, wenn man kein Schiff mit Tarnvorrichtung hat.
Quiet in this area. Too quiet. This is disturbing. We're looking at a facility used to build Thalaron weapons. If the Remans have infiltrated this base, they may be trying to secure those weapons.
So our intruder finally arrives at the heart of the matter. Have you seen all that you came to see, little spy? Does it really matter? Call me Obasek, if a name is that important to you. That should be obvious. I intend to make use of this station to further my agenda. Your presence, however, is a bit more curious. I expect that you are operating under the shroud of Empress Sela, whether you realize it or not.
Doubtless you have discovered the source of those readings. Understand that I have little desire to unleash this sort of destruction, but my hand is forced. The Reman people will only be liberated if we are able to make a clear and decisive stand against the Romulans.
Wenn was gibt's auch an Obisek nicht zu mögen.
Will allow us to do so. Just as your Federation offered assistance to the Romulans before the supernova of Hobus and the subsequent destruction of Romulus? No. History has shown that I cannot trust in the good intentions of the Federation. An oppressed people must be ready to seize their liberty through any means available to them. The technology of this station has provided me with indisputable means. I will deal with the future when it arrives. For me, there is no tomorrow until my people are free. However, I respect your commitment to your position. It's a shame we are at cross purposes.
I am afraid our time is at an end. My associates have already finished loading the Thalaron weapons that we need, and I have other operations to manage. I think we both know what happens now. May your death be quick and valorous.
Immer schön, wenn sich Smallcraft einfach gegenseitig nicht trifft. Toll, ich kann ihn sehen, aber nicht anvisieren. Es ist Pathfinding. Moment, jetzt treffen wir plötzlich nicht einmal mehr so ein... Ich sag ja, Shuttle-Missionen sind scheiße. Durch die Bank weg, weil Shuttles scheiße sind. Das sind T1-Schiffe mit noch weniger Build-Variety, was man erstmal schaffen muss.
Blast the door locks. There's still power in most of the station. Some of these conduits are damaged. Keep an eye out for energy discharges.
Also wir haben definitiv noch Shuttle-Missionen vor uns. Abseits von der hier.
We must... Reinforcements have... USS Laza is signaling us. They're going to engage the Riemann ship, but they want us to take care of the fighters and plasma torpedoes. We are now in the micronebula.
Warning, ship is under attack. Core shields failing. Rear shields failing. Right shields failing. Left shields failing.
That was quite an explosion. Probably from the Thalaron weapons carried aboard the ship. We're going to leave the system under high warp to draw off any reinforcements that might come looking. Suggest you return to Federation space.
I've taken a preliminary look at your logs, and it seems that things went a bit unexpectedly. I have a feeling this isn't the last time we'll be seeing the Vault. The Reman commander you encountered is definitely a major player in the disintegration of the Romulan Star Empire. I'm going to send the information you gathered about him over to an old colleague of mine, Dr. Maximilian Peters, for analysis. If this Reman is a leader in their separatist movement, we'll have to deal with him again. And hopefully, Dr. Peters can work up a psychological profile for him, and a sociological analysis of the separatists. Our next step will be to decode the signal intelligence and go through any remnants left from the ship that was destroyed near the Vault. Now that we know that the Remans were hoping to use Thalaron weapons, we need to figure out their target location. Right now, Starfleet knows far too little about a civil war in the making, but it'll take time to sift through all of the data. Keep in touch. Starfleet will notify you when we have a lead.
Excellent work. We need to learn more about the conflict between Obasek and the Romulans. Sela's forces may indeed be hounding the Remans, but the use of Thalaron weapons is unacceptable. Not even the Klingons or the Breen will stoop to such barbarism. Starfleet intelligence will be working to decode the list of possible targets you acquired from the base's databanks. The next step may be to investigate these sites and find out why the Remans want to destroy them.
I have new missions for you.
Starfleet intelligence has decoded the list of Reman targets that you recovered from the Vault. I need you to investigate one of these locations and determine why Obasek and his forces planned an attack there. The Vahar system is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The Ferengi have reopened the mines, and are now doing business with anyone with Latinum. You will go to the Vahar system under the pretense of negotiating a possible trade agreement with the Federation. Talk to Madron, the operator of the mines. Convince him to allow you access. Find out all you can. Once we know why Obasek and the Remans are targeting these mines, then we will be able to decide how to proceed.
I have new missions for you.
Ja, das ist einfach so krass, wie unterschiedlich die Synchronstimmen sind. Leute, wenn ihr den Synchronsprecher austauscht, müsst ihr alle Lines neu aufnehmen. Also gerade wenn so starker Unterschied ist. Ich weiß, Synchronsprecher werden nach Zeilen bezahlt, aber trotzdem. Sieht nicht gut aus.
You've stuck your nose in our business for the last time, Starfleet. All ships, attack! Attack!
This moon is private property. No solicitors, beggars, or Starfleet allowed.
Hello, my good friends. I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you are in the market for some high-quality magnesite? We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I'm more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please transport to the surface.
Ihn werden wir auch noch früh genug am liebsten aus einer Luftschleuse werfen wollen.
Unfortunately, the large amounts of extremely pure magnesite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist that you use the transporter signal enhancers that I have installed at my own expense. Also, I know you Starfleet types are so fond of your away teams, but could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people here aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you?
So, das hier ist tatsächlich sehr cool, dass wir sie rekrutieren können, wenn wir entweder Diplomatie Level 4 haben oder halt Romulaner sind, weil wir sie dann auch von Realness kennen.
Did you need something? It's a long story. After the
So, ich brauche mal kurz die Szene für die Review später.
Looking for a new place to settle. We chose to form a new agrarian community on Während, a pastoral world on the edge of Romulan space. Our colony was attacked and destroyed. I managed to evade the attackers and get off-world with a small group of people. My luck ran out here, and I've been stuck ever since. I'm a biochemist by trade. I specialize in hemocyanin, a division of hematology, working with copper-based blood. On Während, I handled a lot of issues related to food compatibility and local biochemistry. These days, I mostly handle minor medical issues and nutritional deficiencies for the people living here. I can't afford passage off of this moon. I've managed to stay out of debt, but I don't know how long that will last. This whole mining facility is nothing but strange. That Ferengi, Madron, rides everyone hard to make a profit, but just when it looks like things will get too bad, he turns around and does something generous. Folks have occasionally disappeared, and not by leaving on a ship. People here for weeks or months will suddenly vanish. People talk about seeing strange things, or being kept out of parts of the mine by the guards. There's something deeper in those mines. I'm sure of it.
On behalf of everyone on this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to Hathara. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries, and I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. So, why don't we skip the chit-chat and get down to business? Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the ore. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and supplies in the sector to the miners, while my customers get competitive pricing on the ore they need. I don't pay much attention to that. Miners have empty carts and they return with ones filled with ore. If you're that interested, you could visit the mines themselves, but I don't recommend it. It's such a dirty, disagreeable business. And I'm convinced that breathing ore dust for too long is terrible for you. The miners who live near my quarters used to keep me up night after night with their dreadful coughing. I had to install soundproofing just to get some sleep. Are you sure you wouldn't rather look at the ore I have for sale?
Oh nein, Menschen, die aufgrund ihrer Arbeit krank werden, halten mich vom Schlafen ab.
Really? Suit yourself. Just remember, I have an exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this moon. If you try to cut me out of your deals, you'll regret it.
I'm sorry, I really can't talk at the moment. I have to finish a survey of the area so the miners can start work on a new mine shaft. As much as I'd appreciate someone else to lug around this heavy equipment, it's all very delicate, and I'd only trust a capable scientist to help me.
I can't talk to you. I can't talk to anyone. I'm on the run. And if those thugs see me talking to you, then you'll be in danger too. I need someone who's not afraid of a fight. There's a group here that's beating and stealing from us. Madrin doesn't do anything to stop it. For all I know, he's getting a cut of everything they take. They're making life miserable for all of us. Would you be willing to help? There's a group of bullies that have been stealing from us. If we don't give them what they want, they beat us. I had a friend. All he was trying to do here was feed his family. Be a good man. He had an old bottle of ale. He said it was from the home world. One of those thugs wanted it. Now, my friend is dead. I'm too weak to stop them, I know that. And now I have my friend's children to feed in addition to my own. But if someone were to teach them a lesson, this camp would be a better place for all of us. Thank you. Those guys have been giving everyone a lot of trouble. These thugs are part of a larger group that operates deep inside the magnesite mine. They control the lower levels, and no one who goes down there uninvited ever comes back. I don't know what's so important down there that's worth hurting us to protect it. Maybe if you went down there, you could get some answers.
So. Beste Lösung für Ganggewalt, einfach alle Gangmitglieder töten. So, das ist offensichtlich Sternenflottendoktrin. Weil wenn wir sie nur betäubt haben, haben wir das Problem nicht gelöst. Da wir die Leute hier anscheinend nicht in Gewahrsam nehmen. Und selbst wenn wir das tun würden, wäre halt die Frage, mit was würden wir sie anklagen?
You want to go in the mine? Are you really interested in buying any magnesite? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Because if it's the latter, I know someplace you can start a little ruckus. There's a gang that controls the bottom levels of the mine. They won't even let me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information. But lately, they've been more trouble than they're worth. And the intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly. Who doesn't know about the Breen invasion of the fairy space?
Würden wir vielleicht wissen, wenn es noch Teil des Missionsjournals wäre?
What do you want?
So. Moment. Alter. Ja, wird schon irgendwie gehen.
With all due respect, sir, there is a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking
There is much here you cannot understand, Jack. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The Tal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel, they were civilians. Their blood is on our hands.
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
So, das hier ist ganz interessant, weil wir können die ganzen Analysten hier einfach alle in Ruhe lassen, aber an den Terminals finden wir doch mehr Lore. Aber auf der anderen Seite noch irgendwas? Nein. So, Horta getroffen.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakeeb has his way, we all will.
Das ist auch wieder der Fall. Hier haben wir neue Cutscenes, aber dass Tenay vielleicht mal eine Synchronsprecherin hat, ist zu viel verlangt.
Enough! I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar's secrets. Tell you the Remans know about this base? Impossible! Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you, but it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here. Nothing more. There are many targets that those Reman scum would find much more tempting. Colonel Akiv will want my blood for this, but... Take my security code. You can use it to access the control room. You'll find everything you're looking for there.
How did you find this place? What else do you know? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation, but I have much to do and little time. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
My mind! What have you done to my mind? Tal Shiar? I'm shocked. I had no idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if you... Say, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember, I have an exclusive contract. And what's it to you? This is a rough area of the quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. If you're not easily embarrassed, their cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I haven't had a single problem with Orions or Herodians since they moved in. And it doesn't hurt that I acquired the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman, and information is big business. Unfortunately, no. I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but their systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it was had to be big news. Everyone was on edge. Janik and Hakiv were barely speaking, and I once heard Hakiv mumbling something about orders. Someone's been pulling his strings, but I don't know who. I do know that Tal Shiar takes security very seriously. If you manage to pull any files from their system, you can expect them to be heavily encoded. Trust me on that. I speak from experience. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go talk 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replace the one you destroyed. My profit margin for this month is ruined.
Oh, du Armer. Bereitschaftsraum. Okay, nichts Bereitschaftsraum, wir machen es hier. So, die Information stimmt nicht. Wie findest du welche neue Brücke? Es gab viele neue Brücken im Laufe der Jahre.
The Tal Shiar records you recovered show that Hakiv and his forces have been targeting the Remans for months. Obasek and his followers have been driven from their homes, had their ships destroyed, and their loved ones killed or imprisoned. Some might say that Obasek's campaign against the Tal Shiar is just. However, Obasek was planning on using Thalaron weapons in the Fahar system, which would have killed hundreds of innocent civilians as well as the Tal Shiar cell there. This is the problem with revenge. Violence and fury only create more pain and suffering.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Since the destruction of Romulus, the Federation has done all it can for the survivors and the Romulan colony worlds. Many of our aid shipments were stolen or diverted for use by the Romulan military. Others were rejected out of pride or suspicion. Nonetheless, we will not stop. It is my belief that a lasting peace with the Romulans is possible, but it will not be attained through treaties. Only by reaching out to individuals, as you did in the Vahar system, can we sweep away decades of mistrust and hostility. I have new missions for you. We know from the information you recovered from the Vahar system that the Tal Shiar are planning to attack a Reman settlement in the Dara system. We have an opportunity to reach the settlement first. This may be a completely internal matter, and if so, the Prime Directive will come into play. We will not be able to interfere, but if there is an outside influence directing these matters, we must know what it is. Our encounters with the Undine and the Changelings have proven that there are entities attempting to move the powers of the Quadrant like pieces in a Cal-Toe game. It is essential to protecting the Federation to see these attempts for what they are and counter them. I want you to go to the Dara system and learn more about the Reman uprising. The Remans will have hidden their base, so you may have to use subterfuge to find it. One more thing. I realize this is a dangerous situation and that you may be drawn into conflict, but do not antagonize the Remans or the Romulans if you can avoid doing so. We are already at war with the Klingon Empire. I would prefer to avoid another extended conflict. I have new...
Also die Miranda-Brücke ist einfach Billo. Ist einfach die Stahlbrücke, die funktioniert, aber sie ist halt nicht besonders.
Ah, you're a good distance out of your Federation's territory, aren't you? Offer no aid or assistance to these Riemann rebels and leave this system immediately. If you do so, I can overlook your intrusion into an internal affair. Otherwise, I would be forced to see your presence here as an invasion of Romulan territory. That would be unfortunate. For you.
Tut mir leid, was hast du gesagt? Ich habe dich nicht gehört über die Geräusche meiner Quantentorpedos. So, ich finde, dieses Segment gibt immer so starke The Fallen-Vibes, wenn man da ja auch einmal einen Mining-Laser reparieren muss. So, die Remaner hier sind alle nicht feindselig. Vielleicht hätten wir einfach klopfen sollen. Das wollte ich auch gerade sagen.
This place won't be safe forever. We have to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Prepare the... Ah, it's you. Welcome to the heart of the Resistance, little spy. There is so much for us to discuss, and so little time. The Tal Shiar have discovered this, our last refuge. They will be here soon, and my people and I will have to fight for our lives. Yet one question remains. Will you be our friend? Or our enemy? My hope is that you are here to talk, but I am prepared for the alternative. The Tal Shiar could arrive at any time. Speak quickly. I have never seen one of these demons, and I will not speak their name, but I know they exist. Eons ago, they ruled this part of the galaxy. After thousands of years of tyranny and death, the races they ruled rose up against them, driving them from their home world into unexplored space. We thought they had been destroyed. We were wrong. The demons of air and darkness survive, and they hunger for revenge. Is there anything else you wish to ask? A small supply. They are terrible things. Weapons of war so horrible, they should have never been invented at all. But they were. And my enemies are great. If I must resort to barbarism to free my people, that is not too high of a price to pay. Is there anything else you wish to ask? We need your help. Talk to Starfleet Command. Tell them what you have seen. Tell them if my people are to survive, we need assistance. Starships, soldiers, medicine, protection for the refugees. I'm asking for the Federation's aid. You claim to be an organization dedicated to freedom for all peoples. Tell me, will you help my people now? Is there anything else you wish to ask? I am glad you see things my way. Get instructions from your commanders if you must, but the battle rages, and we must join it. With your help, my people will be free. I'm pleased you see that my cause is just. We can do great—
Sir, Romulan transporter signals detected. The Tal Shiar have entered the base.
Start the evacuation. We must get the civilians out. Commander Rashna, transport the reinforcements here. Tell them to assist our new ally. I will return to my ship and attempt to hold off their forces. Help my soldiers defend this base. Fight well, my friend. My people are counting on you.
Kann dieses Plasmafeuer bitte verschwinden?
I sympathize with Obasek's plight, but I do not know if we will be able to assist him. He has no proof of these demons that he claims are directing Hakiv's actions. Without that, becoming directly involved in this conflict would be a violation of the Prime Directive. We will protect the Federation, offer aid to the refugees, and keep this conflict from spilling over into our territory. But if Obasek and his followers are going to continue this fight, they will do so without Starfleet support. I have new missions for you. I agree with you. There is more to this story, and we must continue to follow the trail until all is revealed. As I have said, directly assisting the Remans against the Tal Shiar would be interfering with an internal affair, and that is prohibited by Starfleet regulations. However, I will authorize you to continue investigating this matter. If you can find evidence that supports Obasek's claims, then more options will be open to us.
The Reman Resistance is very much in need of your help. My contacts tell me that Starfleet has rejected my request for military assistance. That is regrettable, but not unexpected. The Tal Shiar are formidable opponents, as are the forces directing their action. I understand why the Federation would hesitate to engage them directly. So today I appeal to you, not as an ally in battle, but as a person of compassion. My people need your help. I need your help. One of our ships was carrying a load of Thalaron weapons through the Nopata system. That ship has disappeared. There are no indications there was a battle. It's as if my ship and its cargo simply vanished.
I know you have your reservations about the lengths to which I will go to secure the freedom of my people. Tell me, if you do not trust me with Thaleron weapons, do you want Hakiv to have them? I can provide you with the last coordinates of the vessel. Please help me. Do what you will with the weapons, if they survive. But find my people.
The Reman resistant.
Oh, da ist die Türklingel. So, ein bisschen Mathe. hier können wir nichts machen.
If you fail to comply with commands, now we fight or we die. Make sure you pick up a melee weapon. All of your gear is deactivated, and I won't protect you in there. Remember to equip your new weapon.
Ich frage mich, ob Beowulfs Klinge auch funktioniert. Ist ja nicht die vorgesehene Waffe für, was ist Nahkampf?
Commencing Test 1. Nopadan Desert Sakari entering testing area.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Commencing Test 2. Releasing Warrigals now.
Ja, funktioniert. Tadellos.
Proceeding to Test 3. Prisoner 1478, remain in the area for interrogation. Prisoners, return to holding area. Failure to comply will result in punishment.
What do you want? I remember you as well. It seems your prison break, however well-intentioned, just ended up the same way. It's enough to make me think that I keep picking the wrong side. After escaping the installation, I joined up with a freighter. We were passing near this system when we were snared by a satellite and drifted into the planet's atmosphere. The ship crashed, and even though I activated an emergency transporter to beam several of us to the planet's surface, we were captured almost immediately by a group of soldiers. Since then, I've been stuck in this cage, watching my former crewmates fight and die in this arena. Now I'm the only one left alive. That is all I know. We were transporting a shipment of Thaleron weapons. I know that your people will not use them. We do not want to, but our fight is getting desperate. We needed to do something, anything, that would shift the tide of war, even if that choice was horrific. I jettisoned our cargo as we were entering the atmosphere. The weapons were completely destroyed. I've seen what Thaleron weapons are capable of firsthand. I could not allow them to contaminate a world not involved in my people's fight.
I don't know who was responsible for this place. The trainers and the guards all appear to be mercenaries, without any clue about what's going on. They're paid to keep us in cages and look the other way. The night I was brought in, I was interrogated. There were bright lights in my eyes and a synthetic voice asking me questions. Whoever it was took care to conceal his identity. I have no idea what they want with us, or why they make us fight. This all seems like some sort of giant game, but there is no one in the stands to be entertained.
I've had several partners in my battles. You are the only one about which I've been questioned. You must have impressed our masters. I know you have impressed me.
I think there are others. I hear other fights. If there are other prisoners, I have never been able to contact them. We are kept separated and caged, unless we are fighting.
The trainers carry key cards. That's the only way I know to get through the defenses. Can I trust you? I can see that we think the same way, friend. A few years ago, I worked as a bodyguard for a Ferengi merchant. He had a talent for acquiring latinum. And during my time with him, I learned a few things. I was able to lift a key card from one of the trainers during my interrogation. If you help me, I think we can overpower the guards and escape through the main door in the arena.
Also er hat einfach, es ist ihm gelungen, eine Karte zu stehlen. Und das ist auch anscheinend niemandem aufgefallen.
If you fail to comply with commands, you will be punished. Test Scenario 4 activated. Hala released.
We need more help! I'll try to free the other prisoners. You fight the worms! Use the consoles on the sides of the arena to fight the Elder Worm!
Ja, es ist ja alles sehr, sehr glitchfrei hier.
Just like last time. Use the remaining console on the side of the arena to fight the Elder Worm.
Ja, aber ich kann auch einfach mit dem Schwert draufhauen. Ich glaube, das habe ich noch nie gemacht. Okay, ja, das endet auch sehr, sehr vorhersehbar.
There's another set of consoles by the metal wall. Use them while the worm is distracted. I've been hit. I can't continue, my friend. You'll need to protect me.
Ah ja, alles sehr, sehr bugfrei hier.
The worm destroyed the metal wall! Run! That's our way out!
A Romulan base? Here? What did they want with us? What is that device?
auch super. Ganz, ganz toll.
Watch out. There are Romulan Scorpion fighters overhead. They're looking for us. We need to move quickly and smartly to avoid detection. I recommend we head to the east. See that mountain in the distance? My ship crashed on the other side. It may have something we can use to signal your vessel. The search for us will only get more intense the longer we stay here. We need to get away from the arena as quickly as possible. Stay still and wait for that fighter to pass overhead. If we are fortunate, they won't detect us. They didn't see us. Let's move on. I can't go on. My injuries from the arena are too painful. We need to find a place to rest for a moment.
Ich erinnere mich noch, als ich diese Mission das allererste Mal gespielt habe und ich glaube, da war das mit dem Pflanzensammeln auch sehr buggy, weil die ganzen Missionen, wenn sie rauskamen, gerne mal Interacts nicht wirklich funktioniert haben.
Thank you, my friend. I'm feeling better now. I think I can continue. Now that we're in the canyon, we shouldn't have to worry about the fighters anymore. Just the local wildlife. Keep your eyes open. The weather isn't going to hold out for too much longer. We should look for a place to spend the night. I've noticed that there are things we can gather along the way to make our night more pleasant.
Ja, hallo, ich muss schnell sein. Gotta go fast. Moment, wir müssen mit Slamek reden, sonst werden uns die Ziele nicht angezeigt. Wo auch immer der Brie jetzt ist. Ist jetzt irgendwo hängen geblieben, weil ich einen Weg gegangen bin, den die NPCs nicht mögen, oder? Slamek, wo bist du? Weißt du, für jeden Scheiß haben wir einen Questmarker. Wie weit hinten war der jetzt bitte?
The search patrol. That should last us through the night. Let's get into this cave before the temperature drops anymore.
Ich habe so ein Gefühl, das wird nicht an mir scheitern, Slamek.
The temperature is dropping rapidly now. This cave should protect us from the elements. I've done some exploring. It looks like this cave continues when the sun rises side of the mountain. We could save time and energy by using the passage instead of trying to find a path over the mountain. Excellent. The passage saved us hours. This could be a good day. Let's find my ship.
Ja, Timing bei Dialogzeilen ist auch so überbewertet.
I think I can make out smoke from the wreckage on the horizon. There she is. She wasn't much to look at, but she was ours. And when we were flying through space, we were free. Perhaps she can help us one last time. We should check to see if the emergency beacon survived the crash. But, in the likely event it didn't, we might be able to piece together some components to create a makeshift emergency beacon.
Did you think you could run from me? There is no place where I cannot find you. My spies are everywhere. Prisoner 1478, take your place. You did your job admirably. It is good to know at least one Riemann understands who is the master and who is the slave. The loss of the listening post was a minor setback. The Riemann's refuge in the Dara system has been destroyed. Dozens of subjects have been tested in my arena. When the Iconians return, they will find I have done all they have asked, and more. But you will not be there on that dreaded day. This tiresome game ends now. You could have been such a fascinating test subject, but this time, no. This time I think a more direct approach is best. Ready? Aim. No!
Okay, ich weiß, diese Mission ist älter als Legacy of Romulus, aber sie ergibt mehr Sinn, wenn man als Romulaner spielt, wenn man dann eine persönliche Verbindung zu Hakiv hat, die hier einfach komplett fehlt. Und da muss man auch echt fragen, was war der Sinn, uns mit Slamek entkommen zu lassen? wenn man nicht gerade Slamek irgendwie als Agent einschleusen wollte, was ja dann nicht passiert ist. Weil wenn man uns töten wollte, gab es andere Chancen.
I apologize for Slamek's action. I had no idea there was a traitor in our midst. If his actions caused harm to you or your crew, forgive me. That was not my intent. However, your trip to the Nopata system was not in vain. Now you see. Now you know. Hakiv is a pawn of a greater power. The demons of air and darkness are here. You should report to your superiors. Tell them what you have seen here. Open their eyes to the dangers that lurk in the shadows.
Starfleet Intelligence has completed its analysis of the data you recovered in the Nopata system. There is a 67.47% chance that the Iconians are using the Tal Shiar as a way to influence the Romulan Star Empire, and that their persecution of the Remans is directly related to this. Command is considering lending assistance to Obasek and his forces, but before we come into direct conflict with the Romulans, we want to try a more discreet approach. The data indicates that Hakiv is operating out of the Brea system. Long-range sensor scans indicate that there may be a major Tal Shiar installation there. We want you to infiltrate this system, apprehend Hakiv, and destroy the Tal Shiar's base. Hakiv must not escape. He may be the only person who knows how extensive the Iconian influence in Romulan space is. I have new missions for you. Hakiv had a working Iconian gateway? Fascinating. We already knew that the Iconians survived the destruction of their home world. Now we know that they are active in Romulan space, and apparently using these gladiatorial combats as a way to test the species of the Alpha Quadrant. Starfleet Intelligence will analyze the data you recovered from Hakiv's command center. I must confer with Admiral Quinn and Starfleet Command. Conflict with the Romulans and the Iconians may be unavoidable. I have new
We have arrived in the Brea system. Preliminary scans show automated defenses and a handful of Romulan ships, most likely Tal Shiar vessels. If we're going to reach that planet and beam down safely, we'll have to breach the Romulan defenses. The weapons platforms are probably short range, but we must disable the satellites and any enemy ships in orbit, or any away team that we send to the planet will be in immediate danger. Tactically, it would be wise to draw off the ships and engage them separately from the fixed defenses. The Zedenia is prepared to assist you in the attack when you are ready.
Enemy vessel, you are in Romulan space. Leave immediately, or you will be destroyed.
Long-range sensors show that Tal Shiar reinforcements are closing on this location. We must be swift. The Tal Shiar base is mobilizing. We need to hurry if we're going to have any chance to find Hakiv and his Iconian connections. I'll meet you on the surface.
So, wir beamen jetzt alleine runter.
We have a problem. The Tal Shiar are trying to jam transporters, and particle leakage from the strange technology here is affecting our targeting sensors. My scientists can't identify the type of particles yet, but several of my troops are reporting in from different locations. Transporters are being diverted. You're on your own for the moment. My scans show that the Tal Shiar have secured some areas of this base with force fields. You'll have to disable them, or find ways around them. Hakiv will be somewhere well defended, but we have him cornered now.
Okay, wir bekommen wenigstens ein Lippenbekenntnis, dass es eigentlich anders geplant war. Bleibt doch mal da, Leute. So, du hast den Chip.
None of this matters. We just need to open the gate, bring the Iconians here, and it will be over.
That was Taurus's plan, too. And you saw how that ended for her.
We finally have the opportunity. Victory is within our grasp.
You call this victory? It's over. This is done. You're done.
No! We can still finish. You're the cause of all of this! You don't even understand what you walked into. You're too late to stop it. A lowly being such as yourself cannot even recognize the true power the Iconians represent. And that any future will depend on a place in their regime. All you've done is arrive in time for the end of existence as you know it.
I can call as many reinforcements as I need.
Not now. My ship has put an interference field around this plaza. It's over.
You think you've stopped me? The Iconians already know. They know everything. They'll be here soon. And nothing you've done will make a difference. It's not over.
It's over for you.
The road to Riemann independence will be long and bloody, but this is a significant step. While I do not seek your approval of my methods, the crossing of our paths has been fortuitous. It's a pity you cannot aid us further in our liberation. You have my respect, and the respect of my crew. If in the future we encounter one another again as allies, I would find this gratifying. I must return to the Zedidia. I recommend you finish what you came to do and leave quickly.
is here with her flagship. I'm trying to hold her off, but the Zedenia is no match for a ship of that class. You'd better return to your vessel quickly.
Enemies of the Romulan people, this insurrection will not stand. Your hostile actions against the Romulan colony world are acts of war. Surrender now, and you and your crews will be treated fairly as prisoners.
We have our work cut out for us. I will assist you. After all, we face a common foe.
So, nette Flotte, die du da hast, Sela. Es wäre auch eine Schande, wenn ein paar Mikrokantentorpedos sie zu Asche reduzieren würden. Oder sie könnte sie natürlich auch tarnen und dann funktioniert die Fähigkeit nicht mehr, aber ist trotzdem auf Cooldown.
Sensors are reading a gate opening. There's a ship coming through. Can't get a sensor lock on it. They're taking the Leoval in tow. They're heading back through the gate.
Ship is under attack. Starfleet will continue the search for Sela's vessel, but as of right now, we have no idea where the Iconians took her, or if she went willingly. I find this turn of events disturbing. Sela's absence will throw the Romulan Star Empire into even greater chaos. We have found that the Romulans are at their most dangerous when their backs are against the wall. Like wounded Salat cats, they will strike out at anyone in reach, and the Federation may bear the brunt of their fury. The return of the Iconians could change everything. I have new missions.
Ja, wir sind jetzt auch durch, bis auf den Epilog.
The Riemann Resistance humanitarian aid, and we are working with them to find diplomatic solutions to their disputes with the Romulans. Obasek has asked to speak with you. You can meet his ship in the Hakona system. And once again, please accept my congratulations on a job well done. I have new missions.
Dann sind wir auch bei knapp 4 Stunden, das reicht. Bin froh, wenn die Videos wieder ein bisschen kürzer werden und nicht 35 Minuten wie das zur Romulanischen Republik.
We will be free. Our base in the Dara system was heavily damaged by the Tal Shiar. We have reactivated the vault, and we will continue to rebuild it. A place that was once used to create weapons of war will now be a home, where all are welcome. We will be free. I have no quarrel with them. My people fought for freedom and for peace. We can learn to live with the Romulans, if they will learn to live with us. We will be free. I do not. I know the Romulan military is searching for her, but there have been no indications of where the demons took her, or what their plans for her are. We will be free. My instincts tell me no, but I have no proof. Sela was at odds with the Tal Shiar. I do not think it would have been so if they served the same master. We will be free. The petty arguments and plays for power Sela crushed have begun anew. There are dozens who wish to rule the Empire. It will take some time before a new leader arises. Until then, much blood will be shed. We will be free. I wish him well. I never wanted to rule my people, and I put no restrictions on their freedom. If there are Remans who wish to rebuild their lives elsewhere, they are welcome to do so. We will be free. My people are free, but there is much more to do. The Romulans hate and fear us, and we do not have a planet to call our own. I do not think our fight is over. We will be free. Farewell, my friend. I would welcome the chance to fight by your side again. We will.
Ah ja, als sie noch gedacht haben, dass Leute ihren Bereitschaftsraum vielleicht customizen wollen. Okay. Romulan Mystery Arc ist durch. Also als nächstes wäre... Ich kann mal gerade gucken. Was habe ich in meinem Skript? Als nächstes würde ich Spectres einschieben und dann ist halt die Frage, macht man die Ferry und Lost Dominion Arcs vor Cardassian Struggle? Das so oder so hundertprozentig haut das nicht hin mit der Kontinuität. Hier ist auch ein bisschen bescheuert, dass New Romulus nach Borg Advance kommt, weil eigentlich wird also die ganze Zeit gesagt, Romulanische Republik braucht Hilfe. Würde ich meinen, dass man den vielleicht das hier ein bisschen vorzieht und es nicht mit so Billo-Missionen halt belästigt, wenn wir schon gegen die Borg gekämpft haben und dann eigentlich wir in den Solarnay Arc rein sollen. Aber was weiß ich schon. Ich danke fürs dabei sein und ich schicke euch dabei.